Welcome back to Tech TV here in Austin. I'm Ben Wadecki, and I'm really pleased to be joined by Cary from OMRON. How's it going?
Very good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you so much for coming on. So Cary, we're talking a little bit about what you guys do. It's weather sensing. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So yeah, I'd like to introduce OMRON as a whole. So OMRON, we're a multi-division company that does a lot of different things with manufacturing, and all of that is done to promote and solve social issues. So we do work in healthcare, we do work in industrial automation, automotive, social system solutions, and then where my division comes from is device and module solutions.
Okay.
All of these divisions are designed to improve lives and contribute to a better society. That's what our mission is. And what we are featuring today at the IoT world is our IoT module, and especially our weather sensor that is used for combating issues that are caused by climate change, as well as giving spot weather data for those who are working in that kind of industry.
So how long, let's talk about the weather sensor, because
Sure.
it's such a talking point with climate change right now. How long have you guys been working on that, and what kind of applications can it be used for?
So obviously one of the biggest things that those in agriculture are really experiencing is issues with drought. And with the weather sensor, we can collect a lot of different key weather data, temperature and humidity, but also rainfall sensing. And so by collecting that rainfall sensor, you're not only not having to rely on looking at weather websites to see what the forecast is, but also over long distances without actually having to travel to the fields. You can get that information of how much rainfall these crops are experiencing so that you can easily navigate where your irrigation systems are going, you're not overwatering or you're not underwatering, you're not wasting any materials. And by getting this weather sensor in that application, you're obviously solving this, the issues with the climate change that are experienced directly by the crops. By applying this also into smart city applications, you can use that spot weather data to warn citizens of any potential issues that are being experienced by any storms or any sort of adverse weather conditions that might be affecting the day-to-day life. And then into power applications, you get wind farms, you get solar farms that are out in remote areas. By using the weather sensor, you can get that spot weather data to see if there may be adjustments that need to be done in the power management, and that can obviously help to conserve energy. And then also being able to read long distance if there are any sort of adverse weather conditions that are affecting the equipment, you can have somebody sent out to look at the device to see if there's any maintenance that's necessary without having to actually travel. You get that spot weather data sent to you immediately.
That sounds great. I'm interested to see about the feedback that you've had from farmers, growers, or even things like smart city operators and things like that. What are the kind of things that, that users of your systems have said?
We've seen a lot of really positive feedback of how the sensor is going to be performing, especially in the case of how it's able to transmit data so easily. Our IoT module that is working in the weather sensor, but also available on its own to work in other different applications. It's very adaptable to several different communication platforms, so that's going to be very flexible for people who are wanting to use LoRa or wanting to use LTE, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. It's very flexible in how it can communicate. One of the other big advantages of it is we find that as we're getting into the climate change, but also the change in the workforce, there aren't always as many people who are going to be able to be ready to do that kind of regular maintenance that these kind of devices are prone to need. So one of the big advantages of the weather sensor is the lack of moving parts that's on it. So wind speed, wind direction, rainfall, traditional methods have moving parts that can obviously break down over time, especially in rugged conditions in agriculture or in smart city remote where dust and dirt can gum up the works a little bit. With our sensor using optical sensing technology as well as ultrasonic for the wind speed and wind direction, it becomes a product that's much more longer lasting without needing that regular maintenance that other products do.
And I want to pick your brains on this because a lot of your stuff is being done in Asia, in places like Japan and other places around Asia, but obviously there's a lot of smart cities and even growers and farmers for the ag side in the US here that could really benefit from systems like this. What's your kind of spiel to them in terms of bringing the technology across the pond?
Well, we, as you know, we are a global corporation. We have offices that are, our main office and main development is in Japan, but we have a lot of activity here in the United States. We have salespeople all over the country. In fact, North and South America, our team is really covering. So we have a lot of very intelligent people who are working on developing this product and integrating it with US-based systems. We know, obviously, that the US-based system is not always going to go hand in hand with Japan or overseas, or I mean even Europe, other parts of Asia. So we have a very strong team of developers and engineers who are also in the United States to help integrate those systems in with the common American setups or North American, South American setups, and how they prefer to utilize the communication methods or how they want to gather and share their data.
And Cary, we're here in Austin, and you've showcased a lot of what you guys are doing. But I'm keen to find out what you're excited about here in terms of what you guys are doing at OMRON. What excites you and gets you up ready for starting your day at work?
I'm just so excited for all of the new developments that we have at OMRON. I am very fortunate to be in a position where I'm looking firsthand at some of our engineers and getting the first look at some of the new products that we're developing. So when it comes to this weather sensor, for example, we've come to Austin to showcase it and really bring it to the public eye for the first time. But it's something that I've been talking with our engineers about for the past 6 months. So it's really exciting to see this out here for the first time and really be able to show it off and show our live feed and show how well it's performing already in Japan. So it gets me really excited to be able to actually bring these products into fruition and really be able to show them off. Because in my role, while it's very nice to share the ideas and show off, what we're working on, it's very exciting when we actually get to put it in front of the customer and say, this is how well it's working, put it in their hands and actually have it testing in those real world environments.
Exciting times ahead. Cary, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate it.